So today, I'm standing here surrounded by trees. Most of us don't think anything about trees other than they're just there. Trees are all around us, shrubs, plants, grasses, weeds, flowers, all the same thing in my opinion. They're all living things. They are the lungs of our planet, and we put them in our yards to beautify our yards. We put them in our houses because we enjoy the appearance of them. They look nice in our yard, brings a little bit of the outside nature back into our house. We cultivate them in our aquariums to make these beautiful setups. And they all have all sorts of benefits. There's medicinal plants, there's plants that we use for food. They provide food for a lot of the animals that also sometimes become food. But plants have another side. And people don't think of plants or trees or shrubs or weeds or anything as violent. A lot of them very much are. They don't think of them as dangerous. A lot of them very much are. They also don't think of them that they have their own lives. Plants have lives. Plants do things differently. The fact that we can't comprehend a lot of the things that they do in their day-to-day lives doesn't mean that doesn't happen. And one thing that people don't think about plants is they don't think about them in a sexual way. Well, maybe some of you do, but I don't want to hear about that. That's not really the topic of today. Today we're going to be talking about plants and their private lives and how they do things. From the ouchy and the ones that give you rashes and the spiky and the thorny. Today we're going to be talking about the ones that potentially, maybe plants have a private life. Maybe they don't get thorny, but maybe they get something that sounds kind of like that. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. A particular emphasis, we're going to be talking about one tree in particular that's very, very prevalent around me, and it's called the cottonwood. I like you, tree. I like a lot of things about you, tree. But honestly, I'm sorry, I just don't feel the same way you may. I don't feel the same things that you feel. But let's try and maybe today we can try and understand some of that. About what makes this little thing and all these ones around me, what makes them work. So get your Barry White or your Marvin Gaye music all queued up. How are plants connected? Are all their roots somehow connected underground? Do they speak to each other? You've probably seen the movie Avatar, and they talked about how the plants were all linked together. And maybe it's something similar on our planet that we just don't have the understanding to grasp yet. Our planet's a living, breathing thing, and these plants are literally just trying to keep up with all the things that we're doing to destroy our planet. We're cutting them down, we're building things out of them, and they're just trying to clean our air, live their own life, and they're also providing everything for us. But the problem being is, we can once all the trees are gone, once all the bees are gone, once all the flowers are gone, we got a very, very limited window of time before we're all gone. Maybe that whistling sound that we hear, that as the leaves slightly caress each other in the wind, that gentle breeze that moves all the trees around, watching them sway back and forth. Maybe that sound is actually the trees talking. If we just sit back and relax, enjoy, appreciate, we can listen to that chorus of life.
Cottonwoods are members of the poplar family and are factually not a single species, but three. The one here where I live is Populus deltoides, which grows in the eastern side of the United States as well as most of southern Canada. They are very large, robust, and aggressive, fast-growing trees, and are often planted as shade trees. However, they can quickly dominate and overpower the space provided. Not only can they cause issues due to their size and rapid growth, but cottonwoods are extremely messy trees when in season. When spring comes is when the cottonwood truly gains its moniker, and boy does it! Reproduction is achieved sexually through the exchange of pollen between male and female reproductive systems. Cottonwoods are sexually dimorphic trees. Male trees produce copious amounts of pollen, much to the dismay of those affected by seasonal allergies. If this is you, the cottonwood will not be your friend. The female trees are the ones that produce the cottony-like substance that gives the tree its distinct common name, and once fertilized, they release their payload into the wind in absolute abundance. Walking in the woods after these trees have spent their load is akin to walking through a house after a swingers party. Enough said, trees are gross. But for this species, one must stop for a minute and contemplate, maybe even congratulate it for its methods of success on ensuring its dynasty. Bravo, bravo, Mr. Cottonwood. It's like being caught in a snowstorm, but without the cold. Just the spent sexy time of the trees. Yeah, that's right. You guys are all perverts. So what you see on the ground, all this white fluff, this white cottony substance, every single little piece of that is a seed to provide the next generation. And as you can see, it's prolific and abundant. There you can see the individual seeds. And the cottony substance helps them be dispersal with the wind. Now, I just didn't wake up one day and say, hey, Biggs, you should do a video on cottonwood trees. But basically what happened is, I remember my entire life growing up, and on the side of our driveway, we had a cottonwood tree. And we ended up having a female cottonwood tree. And this was, spent my entire life, younger years growing up at that home. That tree became absolutely massive. And I remember the damage it would do with all the sap and the spent seed and all that stuff that would end up on your cars and everything around the house. Everything was just covered in this sticky, cottony substance. It was absolutely messy all the time. And it was kind of funny because after all these years, having moved on, been in different homes and stuff, I actually decided when I was doing this videos to go back and take a quick pic of that giant cottonwood tree. And that tree's no longer there. The tree is completely gone. All that was left was this giant stump. So I don't know if they had enough of it or the tree had something in a storm. Cottonwoods, because they grow so fast, they're often brittle trees. They often, in a big storm, they often shed lots of branches and stuff. But I still thought it was an awesome tree growing up. Hopefully you guys have gained a new appreciation for a beautiful deciduous tree from Canada as well as the eastern United States. I think it's pretty awesome. I think we can always learn a lot by spending time in the forest. So with that, my friends, till next time, take care.